Okay, so I wanted to just talk to y'all, kind of tell you where I'm at. We've been doing this for 8 years, and I find myself questioning the value of the program. The local corporations don't seem to, support us. We have trouble with people who we depend on to support us and support you, and it's always a struggle. Despite that we've been to Boston and Anaheim, and we got 13,000 NSBE membership to Kansas City, and we went to Pittsburgh. You guys have gone to, the students from here have represented NSBE in the last two first robotics world championships in St. Louis and in Detroit. The 1080 racing team has been to the National STEM League finals the last 4 years. But I still find myself questioning what's the value. So here you all are. Today is December 26th. It's the day after Christmas. You're preparing, I'm assuming, to go to the Future City competition January 19th, I believe it is. Mm-hmm. Jared Day, you and Victoria, you guys went last year. You were kind of shell-shocked because it was at KU, and you were the only student team of color that was there.
There was two more.
Two more? And,
They left when we got there.
They left when you got there? So they didn't compete? Yeah, so they probably didn't have everything they needed to compete, but it was still a shock to you. And you guys still came out with the technology award and won $200. So I just want to I'm questioning what's the value of the program. Are we wasting our time? Because you guys have school, right, that you go to Monday through Friday. What school you go to?
Coronado.
In Kansas City, Kansas?
Yes.
What school you go to?
Raytown Middle.
Raytown Middle? What school you go to?
Kaufman.
I can't hear you.
Kaufman.
Kaufman? What school do you go to?
Raytown Middle.
Raytown Middle?
I go to Academy Lafayette.
Academy Lafayette, where do you go?
I go to Eastgate 6th grade center.
Huh?
I go to Eastgate 6th grade center.
Eastgate 6th grade center. Okay, Katie, what grade are you in?
6th.
6th grade? 8th grade? I can't hear you.
7th.
7th grade? Speak up.
7th.
7th? What grade?
I'm in 6th grade.
Can't hear you?
I'm in 6th grade.
6th grade?
I'm in 6th grade.
I'm in 6th, and you're in 6th grade. And Miss Sandra, you work for EPA. You've been down here for 3 years on Fridays and Saturdays, volunteering your time with Dave Cochran, Miss Melanie, and now we have Will Thurman that's giving his time every weekend. And so I'm still asking, what is the value? So can anybody, and please, don't tell me what you think I want to hear. I want to hear honest opinion. This is live, so this is like uncut. What's your honest opinion of the program? And what do we need to do to be better?
Yes.
Yes?
My opinion of the program, when I first started robotics, I didn't really know that it was I thought it was just a whole bunch of people. I never knew it was all the we had to deal when we started. We had to deal with other stuff like being the only color team, like you said, with them at the competition. I thought it was just a regular thing. I thought it was just regular robotics until it was probably the beginning of this year when I started school, and we started getting more into detail, and I was shocked about the results, but I was kind of what do you call it? Not really that shocked actually, because most people they just waste their time and then they start categorizing colored people. So yeah, that's my opinion.
Okay. Jared, does this program have value? And if it does, can you speak clearly and tell us what it is?
I think this program has value because it helped me through a lot.
How so?
Because ever since I started 3rd grade, I think, 3rd grade, it impacted my grades, how I speak to people, how my personality, all my PowerPoint slideshows, presentations. them more clearly because I used to stutter a lot. So like I feel like this helped me, and I remember that I told my auntie that I wanted to do something, and so she found this because I like to build and I like to take pictures and work on PowerPoints and stuff. So she said that this was good, and so that's when I met you in 3rd grade, and that's how this whole cycle that helped me until today. It helped me with all like my social skills, and like I don't think there's anything that you could change about it because it's like it's educational, and this is like a good opportunity, and like you made very clear, like if you don't want to be here you don't have to, but like I wanted to be here every single Friday, Saturday, and if I don't go, like I just beg my auntie if I go and she don't let me go, I just go with the flow.
Let me ask you a question. You said something about grades. Can you tell me about that journey? What is that? I mean, how did it help your grades, and where are you now, and where were you?
When I was in 3rd grade, I had F's, C's, and D's in science, math, and I think it was computer class. And so I had all these F's, C's, all the lower grades. I never had a B or an A. And when my auntie signed me up in robotics, we started learning about science, and we started learning about like how to computer code, and we was all at Banneker, and that was like a really life learning experience for me because like it helped me. It felt like that this was like a study for like preparing me for the real world, preparing me for school, and I feel like this is like a tutor study, but it helps you with all your stuff. So like I pretty like grew. So now once I'm here, I made all through till 7th grade. It impacted my grades because now my grades are B's and A's and B's. Because I remember back in 3rd grade what we have learned, and so I take computer science coding class at Kaufman, and so I'm the toppest of the class, and all I do is remember how this and how you put me on iExcel and code.org. I remember all them steps, how you gave me enough time, and you gave me the education to help me be better instead of just like, oh, she's not gonna do anything. You actually helped me through life since 3rd to 7th grade.
Okay, Victoria, you want to chime in?
Yeah, I've only been here this is my 2nd year, but I've already gotten so much better at my computer and my engineering classes, and I used to get like C's and average grades, and now we're like learning things that I haven't learned in school yet, so that when I do learn it, I'm good at it and I can get better grades and I can help my other peers in my class. And
have you seen that happen? Has that happened? Is that an experience you had at school?
There are some kids in my engineering class, and they weren't really good with the programming, and so I'd like sit with them and I'd like show them step by step what to do and how to do it, and I would try not to give them the answers so that they could like figure it out for themselves. And now most of those kids are like getting really good at their classes, and since I've been here, I'm relatively good at writing and reading, but I've gotten better at presenting because I used to hate presenting. I didn't like eye contact. I didn't like talking to people I didn't know. I didn't like building with people. I didn't like anything. I always wanted to be by myself and never work in groups. And now that I've been here, I've learned that in order to get things done, you can't always work by yourself because you'll never get what you want to get done. I've learned how to do different coding things. I've learned how to work with people and be social, and it's helped my grades a lot, and it's helped my understanding a lot.
Okay. Jahari, you want to jump in? This is your first year.
Yeah.
But I heard your mother talk about it. What is the value that you see?
I think it's helped me like strive to be better than I was, and it's helped me to want to get higher grades and do better in my classes.
Okay. Do you like coming here?
Yeah.
You do?
So
Elijah?
robotics, the value has me. At first, last year, I was up there in my grades and stuff, but the only problem I had was presenting or talking to people, because it's very hard for me to trust people and to talk normally to people. And so, like, when we first got here, it was easier for me to open up or show my emotions. Like, at first, I was just quiet, or I would stay in my room all day or do something by myself. Like, if my teacher told me to do partner work, I wouldn't do it. I would just sit there and not do it, or just do it by myself, or do something to get in trouble so I wouldn't have to do it. And now, when you put me in a group, I had to actually start talking to people. And so when I go to school, I do work with people, I listen to them, and I just follow my teacher's orders when it comes to doing partner work. And it just helped me so much, because my teachers don't think that I'm shy or I have problems because I've never talked to people.
Can Ibrahim, I know you have your hand up. Can you hold your thought? I want to let Kaden chime in. Kaden?
I haven't exactly found a value. I really only came here for the experience. That's about it.
What's the experience? What experience were you looking for?
Well, I was looking to work with people more and like learn more programs and things like that.
And we haven't done much of that yet because we've been doing a lot of basic stuff, right? And I remember that's why not last year, and that's a process. You're new to the program. Yes, sir? You had something you wanted to say?
Another thing is, so since I got to a new school, Eastgate Sixth Grade Center, and there's a lot of kids that are there, and I'm in a whole new district now. Another thing that this helped me with is because actually talking to people, because when I went to this new school, I wouldn't talk to nobody. And I used to what's the name, what do you call it? I used to judge people, like, not really like verbally, but in my mind I'd be like, no, he looks like he'd be a mean kid, so I wouldn't talk to anybody. But then I started this program, and when did it start?
You started in summer school.
Yeah, before summer school. No, after summer school, during the
September?
Yeah, September, when I met all the people. So then we all started like talking, and then we had like times where we just talk and stuff like just stuff, and I started talking to people at school more and making new friends that go to my school.
So let me ask you all this. You're here today, and I know some of you did not want to be here today. Some of you wanted to sleep in today, but you're here, and you powered through. And you guys got here at 7:30, 8 o'clock, 8:30. Why?
Because in life sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do.
Huh?
Because in life sometimes you just gotta do what you gotta do.
Okay.
I honestly, the only reason I told Miss Sandra 7 o'clock, because I honestly want to be here. Because instead of like being home, like if I'm not here, I would have been home like on my TV or like eating popcorn or something. Like that's not education. So like when I go back to school, I'm not going to be like, nothing's going to refresh my memory. But when I'm here, it's like, it helps me when I come back to school. And so like I would have been here, so that's why this morning I reminded my auntie. I'm like, auntie, I gotta go. So she was still in bed. I'm like, auntie, we gotta go. And so she was like, okay. I reminded her last night, and I'm like, we got robotics tomorrow. She was like, okay. And so I reminded her, ever since we scheduled, I reminded her, like, I got robotics, I gotta go do a Future City, come on, you gotta wake up. And so like, for me, it showed inside that I care. Like, I really care about this program, because it helps me a lot. And My sister, that's the only reason she's here today, here this year, is because she came to me and was like, you in robotics, it feels like family to you, which it does. And so she was like, and I would like to feel that feeling too. And so I was like, Auntie, can you put Aaliyah in robotics? And so that's why she's here now, because she's seen how I felt for robotics and how we're family, since y'all mostly raised me 3rd grade to now. So like, it showed me lots of caring and how like I've been reminding myself. I literally have a calendar, everything we do, and so I give Auntie like, where we going, what time do we need to be at this place, what time we gotta be at this place, like for robotics. I'm selling jewelry for a fundraiser on Facebook for robotics. So like, and I'm trying to like fundraise for giving money up since I didn't make it to main event. So I'm trying to like catch up. And so like this morning, the only reason I gave you the time of 7 is 1, my auntie gotta be at work by like 7 o'clock. And 2 is because we can get a lot done. By morning to 5 o'clock, we can get a lot done. Me and Victoria, we got a whole model downstairs, whole model. Mostly like a layout of the model. And all we gotta do is look at the computer, add a few more stuff, and then make the model. And that's all because of time. I'm like a time management person. I'm very organized. So like, if it's not organized, I just freak out. So like, that's why I said 7 o'clock, like I go time by time.
Okay. You have is David your cousin? He's been with us for a few years. Have you ever talked to him about the program before you got here, or is there anything you want to talk about, David?
Yes, so Dalen, he has a problem with not like to talk to people neither. Like he stays in his room and like he doesn't really show it, but when he's at home, he starts to come out of his room and he starts to act more open. And Dalen, by how he acts when we talk about robotics, he likes it. And when last year when he was just talking about it, he was going on competition and stuff like that, I was like, I want to do that. It seemed fun because I was already liking computers and I was just helping my grandma and my aunties and stuff with their technology. I was like, oh, I want to do that. And then that's when this year he told me to sign up so I could do it. And then that's when I just started doing robotics.
His mother told me that at one point he used to test on the autistic scale, and he doesn't anymore. And you know he's a Region 5 Regional Junior Executive Board for the National Society of Black Engineers.
Yeah, my auntie recorded it on her phone and she showed it to us.
Yeah, and he's flying. He actually led a workshop at the University of Oklahoma as a 9th grader. Isn't he in the 9th? Mm-hmm. Man. Yeah. Victoria, what about you? Jump in.
So since I've been here, it's like, I know people are like, oh, it's just an organization and there's so many other robotics places you can go, but I'm like, no, I like it here because I used to, like, I had friends when I was younger and things, but I didn't want to get close to those people because I was like, okay, they might leave or I might leave or like things like that. And we never really, I was like the nerd kid, so we never really had anything in common. Mm-hmm. But like since I've been here, I found people who like have my same interests and we can talk about anything. And like my mom would tell me, she's like, hey, you seem happier today, or after on Fridays and Saturdays when I come home and things like that. And like, I enjoy being here because I used to, like I said, I used to not like talking or things like that. And we went to our first competition, and yeah, it was hard and it was difficult because we didn't know what to expect. But after that, I actually enjoy going and competing and like learning new things and looking at different things. And I didn't used to enjoy that. I used to want to stay home and not do anything and just not be a person. I just didn't want to do anything. And now that I'm here, it's like I'm a whole different person.
Gotcha. I want to come back to you two about the convention in a second, but Kate, I wanted to talk to you. What do we need to do as a program to be better?
I don't know exactly, to be honest. I think you're fine the way you are.
Really? Okay. Well, there's always room for improvement. So, Jared, you've gone to three National Society of Black Engineers annual conventions where you've, or two. Yeah, where you actually competed? Two. Kansas City and Pittsburgh, right? Did you go to Boston too?
And I went to New York.
Huh?
I went to New York.
New York was 1080. I'm talking about the National Society.
Boston, yeah.
Boston, Detroit, and Kansas City.
I didn't know Detroit. I did Pittsburgh.
Oh, Pittsburgh. Boston, Pittsburgh, and Kansas City.
Yeah.
So you've been to three. You've been to two. You went to Kansas City and Pittsburgh. So, and you guys are preparing from September until the end of March to compete in your robotics qualifier and your 1080 racing, right? And we've made it so that you had to do both, and you're competing against teams that do either one or the other, right? And you know why we do that. We say you're going to always have to do more, so if we teach you to do more now, hopefully you'll automatically do more when you become adults and go off to college. Can you tell me, and I'll start with you, Victoria, the convention. What do you see about the convention? How does that impact you, if it does, when you go? And just tell me what your experience is. Because this will be your first convention, it'll be your first convention, it'll be your first convention, and it'll be Katie's first convention. So just let's talk about the experience.
Okay, so NSBE was the National Society of Black Engineers, and usually when you go to like science or technology conventions, there's not a lot of minority people or people of color there, and you'll see maybe one or two. But when we went to the NSBE one, it was like there were people of other colors, but there were a lot of black people who looked like us who were doing things that we wanted to do. And when we went to the competition, there were some black people and there were some white people and there were people of other races, and it was incredible. It was so many competitions, so many different ideas, so many different things, and like the fact that people do this on like a bigger scale as their everyday job and it's something that they love to do is incredible. Like when I first went, I was like, oh, it's going to be another small competition and we're not going to have a lot of things, there's not going to be a lot of people. And there was like, we had to take a bus to get everyone to go to the next competition. And it was really cool. It was something I enjoyed. It was awesome.
Okay. Jared?
I remember when we went to Boston.
Speak up clearly for me.
I remember when we went to Boston, that was a really, like Victoria said, incredible, because Boston, it was a mixture.
That was your first one too, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It was a mixture of it. For my first competition, I actually really liked it. And so like when I looked around on everybody's like tables, because you're supposed to like look around, like it gives you more ideas to do, and it gives you like more improvement, some growth, some glows. And so like you can either improve, you can either take it or improve from it, or you can just leave it and like fail. So like when I look and like when we come back, it'd be more ideas for us, but it would help us to improve, not fail us. So and in Pittsburgh, it was a lot of blacks, Hispanics, whites. It was all different kinds of race, but the most race of all, it was black, and that shows improve. I can't even say it. I can't say it. Yeah, that word.
It shows improvement?
Yeah, it shows improvement how my race is, of how like I can support it. Because I used to be down about my race. I'm like, I'm going to be the bad black kid sitting in like I used to talk down
because of the way the media portrays us, right?
Yeah.
You saw excellence, you saw college, and you saw professionals, you saw K through 12 students striving and succeeding and thriving in robotics and coding and networking and getting together. It was no craziness and
Yeah, and also they looked like us.
yeah.
Yeah.
So what did you think about, 1 second, agreement. What did you think about seeing all those college students going with the stacks of resumes, interviewing and being recruited by Fortune 1 and Fortune 500 companies? What did you think about that and how did that impact you?
Okay. It was really cool because like we thought it was just a convention to like go and like look at different things and see people's ideas and things, but there were like students who looked like us and college kids going there, and like there were people in suits and ties and everything. They were getting jobs and they were like going to all these black universities, and like they didn't just stand behind their booths and hope that you would come to them. They go up to you and be like, hey, how are you? You want to look at this? And like here's something that you could do and we can help you do it. And it was really cool because most people wouldn't think to approach a kid or someone my age with a resume or like a scholarship to college, but these people were like, hey, we want to help you, we want to see you succeed, and we want you to do that with us, like come and join us and have fun.
Judy?
It actually like helped me because like I said, I used to talk down to myself, like I'm not gonna make it to college, because my dream college, I really want to go to Mizzou, but I'm not gonna make it because my GPA. And so when I seen all them college people getting scholarships from colleges, getting jobs like at Google Fiber, it actually like motivated me. Like I can do this. I can make it to the next step. I can be college. Like I see myself in the future. Like you said, like I can succeed in life instead of being what everybody wants black people to be. I can step up and prove them wrong instead of proving them right. Prove them in the wrong way. Go in the right direction instead of the wrong direction.
Miss Sandra, you and Melanie, and I'm going to ask you to speak for Miss Melanie, because that's your auntie that brings you here, and coaches, and we know what she's done for all the kids, but I want to start with you. And this question I'm asked her goes from your perspective, from a child's perspective, looking at auntie, okay? But for you, I reached out to you when the convention was in Kansas City 3 years ago, asked you to volunteer when the pre-college initiative, I was the chair of the pre-college initiative convention planning committee, and you volunteered to do so. I asked Dave to do so. Dave works at Cerner. And you and Dave, not only did you volunteer during that entire convention, but you guys came back and you coached, which is what I asked of the 45 volunteers that I reached out to. But you guys came back, and you've been here every Friday, you've been here every Saturday. As a matter of fact, after you volunteered at the convention, I think I reached out to you to escort the team that went to the championships and be their coach about a month later in St. Louis, and you survived that and then came back. Why?
Well, science is my background. I am a chemist and a biologist. Therefore, I want to see people that look like me where I work. I don't see me every day. I don't have enough. I asked my HR department, I asked my supervisors, why are we not hiring any blacks? And they told me that blacks are not applying in this area, in chemistry or biology or engineering. But it's like less than 50 people, blacks, where I work at. And I want to see more of me where I work.
Okay.
And they said, depending on Department of Labor, that we meet our quota. Our quota is 10% blacks in the workforce.
Period?
In this area.
Wow. And so since they met that quota,
We haven't met it for the male, we've met it for the female. But we're not technical. You have to peel the onion back and look at where everyone works. Everyone is not me, a scientist or engineer. They're not. They might be a secretary or someone else, but they're not who I am in the STEAM field.
okay.
They're not there.
So how does that translate to you giving your
I'm giving
weekend?
my time back because I want you all to grow and be someone that you all feel comfortable in being in science and technology or engineering and math. And I have that knowledge and skill. I want to give it back to you all. So I think that taking it lightly is more of a understatement, and I would accept that you all will take what we give you when we do come here as we're giving up our time. We're giving our time, but this week alone, I'm on vacation, but I'm giving up my vacation to spend time with you all, to help you all in any area you need help in.
Wow. So it's no secret that I always say that Dave Cochran, Miss Sandra, and Miss Melanie are my go-to. And Mr. Will Thurman, who showed up, and he just started this year and has been here religiously. And so, Jared, why does Miss Melanie give her time and do what she does and has for so long? Or do both of you have a perspective on that?
I think from my auntie, like she likes to help people. Like she's one of them people that if you're down, she'll bring you back up. If you're in the wrong direction, she will like bring you to the right. And like she's mostly like a Christian kind of person. So like she will pray for you, she will read the Bible to you, she will read scriptures, she will just scroll out scriptures out of nowhere. She'll be like John 3:16. We in the middle of robotics. so she'll be like, quote that scripture and then you feel better. And I end up feeling better. And so like she helps people. She always been brought up to help people. My grandma, her mom, she helps people. My grandpa, he helps people. My dad, he helps. So helping people runs in a family.
Gotcha.
And so for her, I think that she wants to see kids succeed, not kids on the streets, homeless, have nowhere to go. And what she told me is, I care. She cares. She's not one of the moms that be like, oh, go ahead, honey, you can do whatever you want. She's one of them people like, no, you can't do this, sit down. Like, she's one of them people. And so, especially when it comes to females, she's more strict, more come forward. Like, she don't want us to see it in a bad way. It's the same thing with males, but in females it's more action. With males, she's mostly like, you will be a scientist, you will be an engineer, you will be a construction worker, you could be one of them that build architects, you can build whatever you're doing. So she wants to see kids succeed, not fail. She wants to see black people succeed, not fail. Because, like I said, she's one of the people that helps. And so she helped, like she made t-shirts for us, she made hats, she made wallets for us. Oh yeah, the boys have wallets.
She made the tablecloth.
Yeah.
For all the teams, huh?
Yeah, we had everything she did for us. So it shows how much she cares about robotics.
So I appreciate this conversation because, I mean, from my perspective, I think that sometimes when I always be dipping in our rooms, because, I kind of pulled myself back from where it was in the 3rd grade, I was your coach. And now I've got other people coaching.
Yelling at people?
Yelling at people.
Yeah, you was yelling. You was mean. No, because you would come in and be like, hey! You just start yelling at people.
This man.
Okay.
But I would say focus though, right? And I still do that. I say focus. Why do you think, and I'm probably harder on you guys than you probably want, but why is it? Why do you think that is? Yes, sir?
It's the push, and my mom does the same thing. She always be, ever since I was little, I always used to get in trouble at school all the time, and they always used to say I had ADHD, and they always be like I don't know how many people went up to my mom and said, your child has ADHD, go get him on some meds. And I don't know how many times my mom went at home and she cried over people saying that I was dumb and I couldn't do anything. But then when I got to school, I proved them all wrong and stuff like that. I got into the enrichment program at my school and got saved and stuff like that. So, but the only reason I ever did that was because I had to take my mom, because she was that one person that would be like, push. She would push me. Like if I was in a preschool, I'd be working on first grade stuff. She makes me work on 8th grade math right now. I didn't even know what she usually says, but she always tries to push, and she pushed and pushed and pushed and pushed and pushed.
No medication.
No medication ever.
But you needed medication, according to what everybody else told you.
Yep.
Yeah.
And my brother, they're trying to do that to my brother right now.
Yeah.
He's getting pushed, pushed, and pushed.
So, Jerry Day, when I would yell and you say I was mean, was it mean out of anger or hatred, or was it mean out of love and believing that you guys had so much more to offer?
So, like, I thought it was out of anger, like, it was bad. So when I told my auntie about it, I was like, Mr. Wells being mad. And she's like, Mr. Wells is just showing love of how he cares about y'all and how he wants y'all to succeed. And so I'm like, okay. And so, like, every time you yell or every time, like, you get mad or something, it shows how you want this done. You want this downright done, and you want it, you don't want it perfect. You just want us to have fun, but get work and learn at the same time, and to prepare us for the world.
Yeah, because it's not going to be easy. You guys remember Marquise, don't you? Marquise lost both of his, the camp lead, lost both of his parents in the 8th grade, got himself caught up, came back into the program. Now he's a freshman at Pitt State. He got all A's and B's and got one incomplete. We had a conversation this morning. You know why he got an incomplete? The class he had a B, but the teacher put up an assignment during the week of finals and said this assignment will not impact your grades. So he said, I'm not going to do it, and he didn't do it, and the teacher gave him incomplete. And I had a conversation with him, and he said he went back and did the work, and he emailed the teacher and said, hey, I did it, we give me incomplete. But what I told him, I said, Marquise, remember what I kept telling you, doing more and above and beyond? How long did it take you? 15 minutes. It took me 15 minutes to do this assignment. Now he got all A's, all B's, and one incomplete, because he didn't put in 15 minutes and do some work, because he was told that the work wasn't going to apply to his grade, but yet it was. And he's like, yeah, well, that was, I said, no, Marquise, that teacher, her classroom, her grades, her game, her playing field. You don't complain about the game, you just know that if you don't play the game and you don't do more, that gives them ammunition, because you can't trip up an A or a B, right? You can't trip the grades up. If you take the test and you pass it, you can't trip that up. But I can't throw a wild card, and if you don't take the wild card, then I can trip you up on that. So we had that conversation this morning. With all that being said, Kate, I want to come to each one of you, and we're going to wrap this up. We've made it clear to you and to parents that this program is an after-school enrichment program and an accelerator in some places, some cases. If you're behind, we want to catch you up. If you're even, we want to put you ahead. And if you're ahead, we want you to get farther ahead, right? It doesn't replace school. You guys go to school Monday through Friday, right, Denaja? You guys go to school Monday through Friday. And as short as you can, but elaborate, what's the difference in your school versus here? And we'll start with Kate and we'll go around the room.
The difference
school in here is at school. I have to walk across the whole building twice. And here, it's actually kind of a short distance walk to everywhere. And I still kind of know where everywhere is.
Okay. It wasn't what we were looking for, but we'll take it because that's what you have to give, right? Understood. Go ahead.
In my school, I can't really change what we learn or the curriculum, but here I can like pace myself per se, and I can, if I'm not ready for something, you guys will like try to help me with it. Where at school they will help me, but if I'm behind, I'm behind. They'll help me as much as they can, but they won't like try.
Let you go back and get it again?
Yeah.
Okay.
See, the thing about Kaufman is, like, if you don't get this curriculum, they just move on. Like, if you don't get it, you just don't get it. Like, they help you. Like Victoria said, they help you. They give you, like, the teeny tiny pieces to help you. And then they're like, since you still don't get it, forget it and move on. But that's at school. And so, like, I don't really get one-on-one time. The only people that get one-on-one time is, like, special people. And so...
Special? What's the special people?
Like, the people that have ADHD. And the people that's mostly, like, bad people.
But some people that could have, that they could say have ADHD may not have ADHD, right?
I don't, in my old school, they used to have these people, I don't know what they call, like, they had to have fidgets.
Hold on a second.
Learning disability.
Learning disabilities. And so, I don't really get
Coming
one-on-one
back to
time.
me.
I don't really get one-on-one time. But when I'm here, y'all actually break it down to, like, how much did you get, and if you still don't get it, you go back and reteach it so the same person can get it. And your partner, whoever helping you, they help you. But other at school, you can't talk, you can't do nothing, you just gotta focus, and if you don't get it, you don't get it.
Yeah, because we do encourage you guys to teach each other and teach yourselves, right? Okay. Denasha.
So the difference between school...
Can't hear you, sweetie. I'm sorry. Speak up, I can't hear you.
The difference between school and here is, at school, like, so it's just a bunch of people. So I have 7 different classes, right? And it's a bunch of people. And in every class, it's always more than 2 people that's going to judge you for everything you do. Like, you could just cough, or you could laugh a certain way, or you could talk a certain way, and they say something about it. But here, everybody's showing their true selves, and they're not trying to hide anything. They're just being completely honest.
Okay. Jahar?
At school, the teachers are always trying to get paid, like they're trying to get their money. And here there's volunteers who are just trying to help us learn.
And how does that impact you? What does that make you feel?
I feel like they actually care about us.
Okay. Yes, sir?
I have a question first. Who here goes to a public school?
Kaufman Academy Lafayette Public School.
Everybody goes to a public school. So my old school, charter schools. So at a charter school, what I learned different was, charter school was it was like a small school and everybody cared about it. But let's get to the real point. So at my school, so I don't know if anybody went through this problem, but the teacher, she gave me an assignment, and there's a lot of kids in my school who are really bad, and they're colored. Our school, kids from high school said, you don't understand how ghetto the school used to be. They used the word ghetto. And our teachers, they don't care. I'm gonna be completely honest, they don't care. They wait till their paycheck on Friday and then they leave. Salary, I'm sorry. They wait till the end of the year to get their salary.
How do you know that a teacher doesn't care though? Is that could be an assumption. What makes you think that they don't care, or how do you feel a teacher should act to show you that they care?
They would help us a little more, and they would actually say if the class was talking out loud in a mini lesson, they'd actually quiet in class, but our teacher, one of our teachers advised, she said, you don't care, you guys talking in class, I don't care, I guess you guys do not get, I guess everybody else in the classes ain't getting their learning, and she just keeps talking, no one can hear her. But here, it say, let's give me a second. You remember the computer assignment with the essay and stuff like that? I didn't know how to take a screenshot, and it took forever to take a screenshot. So at school, if at school all they do is give us the paper, be like, go. But Mr. Wells, I don't know how many times I called Mr. Wells and Miss Melanie about the whole thing. I called them like 50 times learning how to take a screenshot. And yeah, they actually care here, but at school, they don't really care. You can get pie. Even my mom was talking about it the other day, because she said, because one of my teachers had my grades low at a B minus, and she is like, I told my mom, I said, I did that work and I have the proof. I showed my mom, I said, well, she don't care. If you get off the track and you hang around the wrong group, she's gonna think you're part of the group, and yeah. So
I think that sometimes it's not that teachers don't care. Don't get me wrong. It's just that sometimes it could be the system that they're in, that they're fed up with. Mm-hmm. Because students are very disrespectful to a teacher. And sometimes, you have to, you set ground rules. When you don't abide by the ground rules, you have ground rules at home, you have ground rules at school. You don't respect your teacher. The teacher feels that you don't respect them. So you have to still, after class, you still can go up to the teacher and say, hey, I still didn't get what you're teaching me. Could you help me? You can go up to the teacher and ask them that. You should be able to. Yeah.
Not to everybody, it doesn't seem like this, but it seems at school, it seems like the teacher judges every color student off of how they're gonna act. So it might be 2 black kids or colored kids in our class, and they did something bad. And if there's a group of black kids, and then they say do partner work or group work, and black kids get together and they're talking quietly or they're just being normal, and there's the non-colored kids and they're being loud and all that stuff, but she separates, this is just an example, but she separates the black kids that's not doing nothing, and the other kids, they get to stay together, and it seems like they're saying that we don't know how to act, and then I was watching this movie, they was saying that the man, he was trying to act scary, and so it was a white man, he was trying to act scary, and he put on a black man's voice, and that's saying that and he was trying to make it seem like that he was gonna hurt them, and he's putting on a black man's voice, and it's seeming like he's saying that every black person is scary or violent or has to do something violent to get their way, and it's just
that's stereotype.
Stereotyping that.
Stereotype.
Wow. Let me ask you all this. You know that we are always fundraising. If we didn't have volunteers and we didn't have the few supporters and the few fundraisers that we have, we wouldn't be able to have this place for you. Thankfully, St. Monica's Church basically gave us this building and said fix it up and let you work with your kids in the community, which is a blessing. What do you guys think would happen if we had more corporate support and more community support? Do you think we would be able to get more kids in the program? If we had more kids in the program, what kind of an impact do you think it would have on the community and the city? Okay.
I would think we would probably be in a different building with a lot more technology advanced stuff. Mm-hmm. And the community would be helping out with the building, and more kids would be in the building. Mm-hmm. And the more kids, the better there is.
The better it is?
And basically, the kids, when they come out of here and they go to college and whatever, they'll probably come back and help out here. or yeah.
Make it a better society. Victoria,
I think,
you would say.
like, if we had more community support and more volunteers, people, they notice us now, but they start to think, oh, hey, I should probably pay more attention to these people because they're going to be something big. And I think if we got more people, maybe we'd have more supporters because more people means more parents. And I think we'd probably be able to go to even more places than we are able to go to now.
Okay.
I think if we have more,
Can't hear you, sweetie.
I think if we have more people, it will impact how, like Kaden said, it will grow our building, grow our like technology, how we get to learn more better, have more books, some more hands-on activity things, and we will get to go to like nationals, the high competitions, because we have more stuff that they like sponsor people donate money, and like Victoria says, they will now have a reason why to donate, because they know that these group of kids are going to have a great life.
Okay.
I think it would. I think if we did have better, like you said, better people helping us or something like that, I think that it would help more people come in and want to learn more and help us get to where we want to be, like winning competitions and just getting there. And if we have more kids and we're looking better, people will want to support us and not just think that we're not going to make it. Because if we're looking bad, they're going to be like, oh, they don't need no sponsors. They're not going to make it anyway. But if we looking better, they're not going to think that they're going to try to help us.
Okay. Shahar?
I think if we get more
Speak up,
publicity,
son.
I think if we get more publicity, we'll get more kids, and if we get more kids, then we'll get more parents who are like on social media talking about aSTEAM Village, and then a whole bunch of people will see and they'll start joining, and then we'll be able to make more money. And when we make more money, we can buy more resources that we need.
Okay. Yes, sir.
I always thought this program was amazing. The way Mr. Wells pulled it off, and how the program and how we got all our things. And yeah, so what was the question again?
How will it impact the community? How does it impact the community by growing?
By growing, it could get kids off the streets and stuff like that. And if we had like more, what do you call it, sponsorships or something like that, publicity, and we could be a bigger thing. Because I heard during the summertime, I saw so much people who came and they were like, oh, my mom saw it on Facebook. And I was like, what? My mom did too, because my mom, she saw it on Facebook. And in her, you know Urana? That's my cousin.
Okay.
He's from my mom's village. So yeah, she was another thing about publicity. That's what kind of went out, and people started joining, a lot of them, and yeah.
Okay. So, do you all believe that you're the future?
Yes.
Yeah.
Do you all believe that you're the change to make the future better?
Yes.
Why do you say so, Katie?
Because I don't really feel like I'm smart or special at all. I just feel like I'm a normal person. And like, yeah, that's it.
So let me tell you something, young man. You are smart. You are special. And you have to let yourself believe that. You know why you're special? Because somebody greater than you and me and anybody in here on this planet created you. You set your sights high, man. You are. And I can guarantee you, I know you've only been with us for a few months, but I guarantee you hang around them. Victoria, are you special?
Yeah.
Are you smart?
Yes.
Jared Day, are you special?
Yes.
Are you smart?
Yes.
Are you smart? Huh?
Yes.
Are you special?
Yes.
Are you smart?
Yes.
Are you special?
Yes.
Are you smart?
Very.
Are you special?
In a good way.
In a good way.
I'm a man.
And you're going to feel the same way because in order for you to climb, you have to be confident that you can climb. And it starts with how you feel about yourself. That's why we named it aSTEAM Village.
The
Self-esteem.
village.
Right? Well, look, I want to thank you all. I want to thank you all, seriously, for letting me just put you on the spot, pull you guys out of your future city practice. You're the only 6 students here the day after Christmas from 8 to 5. But I wanted to pull you guys aside because I'm going to be honest with you. I've been questioning the value or the impact, if we've been able to have it. But being able to sit here and talk to you and hearing your thoughts, which I can tell are raw, definitely unedited, that we are having an impact. Those students that aren't here that are on your team or your other teams that you're on, do they resemble and say this? They value this program as well?
Some of them. I don't know about all of them.
They don't. Some of them don't say because like they don't want to, but you can tell that they've changed by being here.
Yeah.
But I don't know about
I know Elijah and Dalen do, because that's the only people I really like talk to outside of real life.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you for your time. You have anything you want to add, Ms. Sandra?
What I'm going to add to you all, I appreciate you all coming here, but also I think that you all are very special because this takes out a lot of time and dedication. But you are somebody, and you can do anything you put your mind to do. All you need to do is write your goals. Write them down so you can see them every day. Every day you can achieve those goals. If you don't see them, you can't dream. You want to dream? You write your goals down, get your vision board out. Get that vision board out and put down anything you want on that vision board. You visualize, this is what I'm going to get. You visualize what you're going to do, and you will succeed.
And I'm going to close you out with telling you this, okay? Close you out with telling you this. My mother, who you all have seen here, doing all kind of layman's work, woman's work, right? Mrs. Cottrell, who you all have seen here, doing all kind of work, right? Miss Sandra, who you've seen here, Mr. Dave, Miss Melanie, Mr. Thurman, Mr. Chester, who's come in and given his all, Miss Cordy, who's come in and given it all. I'm not talking about just showing up because this is a good growing thing, but I'm talking about showing up and giving their time, giving their energy, giving their the resources. We all do that because we believe in you. And it takes people to be selfless to do that. And that's why you keep hearing me talk about taking the I out, turning the M in me upside down and making it a W and making it be a we. Because the truth of the matter is, y'all are the change, y'all are the future, and you all are the ones that are going to have to multiply. We're just trying to open the door for you and give you the room outside of the system so that you can do that. And oh, by the way, your mothers, your aunties that bring you here, that's an investment too. That's an investment too. That's an investment in you because as a parent, we always want to see our child do more than us and have less obstacles in front of them. And as much as we want to wish that upon a star and make it just happen, society won't allow us to do that because we don't own everything in society and we can't control other people, right? But we can prepare you to know, yes, Life isn't fair. The game is not going to be fair. You are going to walk into some places and they're going to look at you and make a judgment. They would have looked at you the other day when you had your beautiful afro. I heard a parent say, "Ooh, her hair is so pretty." And they would look at you and see your hair in braids. I told this to Marquise, you wear your hair in braids. People are going to make a judgment about you before they shake your hand and say, "What's your name?" So we can, and instead of us focusing our time on talking about how unfair the system is, or how unfair society is, or how unfair it is how society looks at you, looks at me, looks at others, looks at our friends, our Hispanic friends over at Alta Vista, instead of focusing on that, we choose to look inward and focus on you and let you know that as unfair as things may be, you still have to run the race, and don't focus your energy on looking at what's unfair. Focus your energy in understanding what's unfair, and then now how am I going to reach my goals and succeed despite the unfairness. Make sense? That's why you hear me say work ethic is something we can't teach you. Being a community, being a gracious professional, cooperatively competing with each other externally. Yeah, I might be going against you, but I still want to go against you fairly. I want to help you. I want to share what I learned with you. That's going to be your secret sauce.
Those are the old core values.
Yeah, those are the old core values. That's your secret sauce to success in life. Err on the side of grace. Have grace with each other. And we're going to keep fighting for you.
And the race is not given to the swift. It's only given to the strong.
All right? Okay. Well, thank you for your time.
Thank you.
All right.